Alright, let's go. Oh, let's get some of that coffee and let's get some of that gaming news. Those gaming news. There we go. Alright. Hey, Doomhamster, hello. How are you, sir? Alright, let's go. Let's go. There it is. Camera. På det kamera då. Get it. Alright, there it is. There it is. Got him. All doing already. Nice, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. That is always good to hear. Alright. Got him. Get the water. Get the coffee. Let's go see some more Diablo after. Tomorrow I'm gonna start later. Tomorrow I'm gonna start around afternoon. And tomorrow we're already gonna be watching the first announcement shows. First announcement events already tomorrow in the evening. Gonna watch that. And that's gonna be the start. Tomorrow is gonna be still kinda more of a low key, and then like Thursday huge. Friday basically kinda break, and then Saturday, Sunday is gonna be huge too. So yeah, it's gonna be the good stuff. The good stuff is coming. I get all the announcements. The supply of copium is coming. I see, alright. Then, son. Postponing the meetings so you can watch some announcements. The dedication. Oh, the dedication. When is it tomorrow? Oh, like 6? Or was it later? Six p.m. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. And then I'm gonna be live like afternoon, like kind of like my usual coffee time. Today coffee is a little late, but tomorrow gonna be probably like afternoon, 12:30 or something. And then we're gonna go with Diablo right into the presentation. Oh, that will be the plan. I'm gonna go in the morning and grab some food, visit grandma, and then back home to the grind. All right. There we go. They better stock on them, on them snackies and everything. Kinda already good. Maybe I'll get some more tomorrow. Gonna be some comfy announcement watching. Gonna get all that stuff. Don't eat snacks? Well, I mean, don't mean necessarily exactly the snacks, you know, but something to make it more comfy, you know, to watch and everything. And I mean, might as well get some exception for such, you know, event and eat some. Just because you're kind of on a diet, or they don't work well for you. Always find something. We nowadays have like snacks for everyone and everything here nowadays, I would say. There's like a whole bunch of different like root vegetable snacks nowadays. Not particularly, for example, potato chips. And not always, you know, like the oil fried. There's like dried ones. There is kind of this like it's like the crisp bread chips sort of thingy still. Or kind of this like, you know, like the rice chips sorta. Hey Focus, hello. These nuts, yeah, these nuts are nice. But yeah, there's a lot of options, for that. Just need to find those that you don't regret, you know. Damn, I see Zappers. Still get money from subs? No, I still don't get money from subs. Since the February last year. Or from anything Twitch. And not just Twitch, really. Yeah, 1.5 years of not getting paid, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, these nuts might be nice too. Actually got some pistachios. Gotta eat some of that. And my nearby Hobo store has them with somewhat of a reasonable price. Somewhat of a reasonable price. It does suck indeed, eh? It is what it is, eh? It is what it is, eh? Gonna play with the cards you've been dealt. Well, at least you guys are still helping a lot, absolutely. Absolutely. So I can keep going. So I can keep going. Alright. Cleaning the grinder. Here we go. Alright, grinder clean. Always helps indeed. These are tough times for many people involved. Alright, let's go. Filter is on. Milk, I don't really have a lot today. I guess we get the condensed one. Yes, we get the condensed one. Here, right? Yeah. In the way there. Actually, not too bad, huh? Gonna add some condensed one, and it will be good. In terms of volume there, I think it's actually good enough. There we go. We warm it up. There we go. Yeah, right. Start it up. The VPN was acting up today. Hopefully it works. Let's see. I think it does. Think it should. There it is. Hey, Prayer. Hello. How we doing, man? What are you, Sora? More chill days, huh? That sounds good, dude. Sounds good, huh? Still some holidays there. That's nice. Doing good, doing good, huh? Getting some Diablo action. Some coffee break. Feels good, huh? I'll probably go a bit longer today, but nothing crazy. I really kind of haven't slept that much. Hey, there's hello. Some a nice late night conversation with a friend. A little late to sleep. I managed to get it, yeah. We sure did, eh? How's it going, Arizona? How's the life? So now it's gonna be the grind galore with announcements galore. Trash food galore. Actually, not gonna be that trash today. I'll need to finish all the cauliflower I have. The cauliflower. I'm playing a druid. Vibonkin. Vibonkin with Bergia. Alright, let's go on. No, don't move. Gonna stay away all the time with this one. That's even a lot of milk. Alright, we wait then. We wait. Oh, the FTC wants Microsoft to pay $20 million for mishandling children's personal information. And the agency claims Microsoft has been obtaining and retaining the information of children using its Xbox platform without parental consent. Damn, son. The Phil is grooming the Halo fans from the young age. So they go fight the console wars. See how it is. Let's go. Yeah, the Capcom showcase announced for June 12th, so that's gonna be midnight EU time. We'll watch that. We'll watch that. That is not overlapping with anything, right? I think still should be good. That already gonna be Monday, yeah, so it should be fine. I think there's gonna be like Ubisoft or something on Monday or whatever, and that's gonna be probably like 8 p.m. or something. So shouldn't overlap with anything, eh? See, Nick, I see. I'll probably like the first expansion is coming or something. Or maybe they will decide first to drop some free update to reinforce the bait before they start dropping the paid ones. Maybe. Let's see. Street Fighter 6 started on the second spot in the fresh Steam chart, and Outlast Trials dropped to the ninth spot. Well, I mean, it's already quite a performance there, I would say, for a couple of weeks. Good enough. Yeah, Diablo 4 is barely out, but Blizzard already have 2 expansions in the works. Well, I mean, and no one is really surprised. I just kind of hope it's not gonna be, just expansion monetizing, like not the expansion monetizing. Obviously, it's not gonna be expansion monetizing. They already farm you with skins and stuff, but I mean, not expansion way of delivering content. Like the beauty of like, like Path of Exile and some like live service things is that here they also kind of want your money, of course, but at least you get all the content for free. And this could be kind of like more of a, MMO approach with like Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft, I guess, with the expansion-based content adding. And that's not that good, eh? Because this ain't really MMO whatsoever, really. And it's like competing with different things, and it's also the season, the league-based, loop. How board games operate on Kickstarter? What do you mean? Like, I know that they're insane on Kickstarter, raising a lot of money, that I know, but how they operate, what do you mean? Oh, you mean in this way? Like the stretch goals, I see. Well, I mean, like it's not even like the fact that expansions are kind of like, well, on release it's weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. On the release that's weird. The tabletop market is in general, its own category though. To be honest, it's a thing in its own, with its own rules and stuff. That's for sure. But like, you already kind of hear, right? You kind of already paid, You already get microtransactions on top of that. Then you get paid expansions too. And I'm kind of like, overall, I don't really mind too much the paid expansion. I don't care about like I'm not gonna buy shit. In terms of microtransactions, expansions I kind of don't really mind. That's how Diablo operated. Like since well, first one technically, I guess you can count the Hellfire or whatever it was, right? Even though it's like it was third-party thing from another company, but still, like all of them had expansions, so that's kind of normal. It's just the fact that how it's gonna go if they plan that many. It's like two already in the works. There will be more because like according to map, like current in-game map is like 20% of the whole map basically. So there's gonna be not two. There's gonna be probably like 4 expansions or something planned. I also kind of not sure how they're gonna pace that content, right? Because like it's most likely gonna be like the live server is gonna be like a decade or something. I would assume like 5 years or something. So like if they're already gonna be like dropping too kind of fast, well, I mean maybe they're working on it, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna be like out fast, right? So like if they're gonna like pace them kinda, then it's whatever, I guess. Still kind of weird though, because if it's like a league system, you might want to just return for one league, one season playing something cool, and then like never touch it for a while, and then you kind of like, well, need to get all these expansions to get the full experience still. So then I think they need to get some sort of like kind of like Elder Scrolls and such do, right? When you and MMOs in general, when you only need like the latest expansion. Like you get the base game that already has all the previous expansions, and then you just buy the latest one, and you good. That would be kind of alrighty. That would be kind of alrighty. Usually don't get rich by making board games. I mean, it depends. It really depends. Like, I mean, the work, sure, like, but the game also, the regular game also takes a bunch of work. Uh, the design and everything, like, I wouldn't really like say it's more work than making a video game. Is it more money though? It's not more, but I would say it's a lot because considering the prices of that stuff, it is quite something. And like even like the best example is, for example, the Avalon games. The one I played RPG. What was the name of that one? The one from the Tainted Grail devs and everything, right? The publisher there is used to do tabletops. Like they were farming tabletops so much that they're now also expanding to like the gaming market and some other stuff too. They got like the Avalon franchise and everything, and they just pumping, you know. And it's not like some sort of like crazy publisher worldwide, like some huge AAA stuff. It's like local Polish tabletop publisher. There you go. And well, that's why they all in the Kickstarter. We're talking like Kickstarter here, right? And they get millions of dollars to do that. Like I'm not saying it's like like small amount of work or something, right? It's sure, but yeah, I wouldn't say that it's like tough and unrewarding. Like if you do it right, it's good. But just like anything else, it's not like, you know, it's some sort of like the magical, you know, one fits all thingy, kind of like make any game earn a lot of money, right? Press start streaming, earn a lot of money, you know, make a tabletop, earn a lot of money. None of those work, but yeah, I don't think it's kind of like that bad how a situation there. Otherwise, there wouldn't be like Kickstarter just like filled with tabletops. Like there's no more video games almost anymore on Kickstarter. Everyone's making tabletops. So it does kind of work. You just need to find the right model to make that happen. And Kickstarter, I guess, is the one. Another thing is, for example, like a lot of like actual, you know, gaming and movie and all the franchises too. They also step into the tabletops now, and they also do Kickstarters. So like, for example, Elden Ring tabletop got a Kickstarter going. Like, bro, do you not have money to fund the tabletop? They do have money. They just can farm way more money that way. Yes, Opera, yeah, that's like very common for tabletops. Like Bloodborne, for example, tabletop had the whole 100 deal, all 100s DLC too, just like the game. It's a good tabletop, but boy, I paid for it probably more than I paid for the game itself back in the day for the PlayStation game. Not gonna lie. Yeah, sure, if you just kind of like making tabletops, sitting like in the basement, somewhere, and then selling them to like the tabletop nerd stores and everything, you're probably not gonna be like rolling in dough there for sure. Oh, okay, but the tabletops and I kind of like generalize here. Okay, I'm kind of generalized. I'm not that much, not that much into like the that kind of actually stuff. So yeah, just generalize. Like basically tabletops and the board games for me is kind of like in this context that was the same stuff basically. That was the same stuff basically. Tabletops, yeah, sure. Tabletops like the actual like pen and papers, I guess, and stuff like this. Yeah, that probably is a little more complicated. Well, I mean, it isn't maybe as complicated in production, like that much more complicated in production, but it's way more niche than because like the board games they have all the kind of more accessible set of rules. They have all the fancy shiny designs and everything, and yeah for and tabletops is more for like the nerds with imagination who would be digging through that, trying to understand that and all that stuff. So yeah, that is more of a niche market, true. They still farm on Kickstarter actually. It's just like way less people do that when you can just do the board game. But the expansions are there. Yeah, with Diablo, like the only thing I mean is like Diablo is like a RPG and with like the seasonal league, concept. So like if all the content gets like paywalled, then what for? Why would I play that? Like for someone, sure, it's just Diablo, right? Like I would enjoy just playing like through the single player, watching cutscenes, getting the story, and like it's just like part of the thing from back then, right? I don't mind. Like back then, I didn't need any end game back then, right? When I was playing all those games, I didn't need like the first time I actually kind of like needed and did some end game was like in Diablo 3, already like years after release, where we decided to go with friends and play together for like a month or something, a few weeks. That was the first time I was kind of like like maxed out the character, got all the like the best set and everything. We did like the greater rifts and stuff, all that shit we did. That was the first time I did that. And until then, all the Diablos I play is just kind of like, well, play to the story, one character, play to the story like another character, get tired, return at some point again, play like with some other characters, other builds, like not like maxing out, not like min-maxing, not going for like some crazy like farm. And for many people, it probably is still like that, and they probably will be kind of happy with the expansion system. So they're gonna like play release, expansion is out, they return for expansion, buy expansion, play expansion, get like more like story and everything, then wait for another expansion. But like people who actually like the ARPG fans, they kind of don't tie themselves, I think, to expansions. They tie themselves mostly to leagues. Like even now already, a lot of people kind of like, where's like the leaderboards, man? Like why are we playing this like casual, like normie stuff? Where's the leagues, man? Where's the cool shit? It is a tough business. Well, everything is a tough business. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's kind of like how you also like position a niche, put which niche you put, and how like the culture of the board games is developed. Like here we had like, as I said, like we had this like event when like local board games, like the Hobby World company is called, and they have like Warhammer, like everything, Magic the Gathering, like if you like anything like that you kind of like play without PC pretty much is there, and something with PC too, to be honest. Like they go ham. They like recently, like a few months ago, they just like rented like a restore, a resort, I guess, kind of like loud word for it, but yeah, kind of like the recreation house, it's called pretty much here on like the Muska River or something here. And you could just like pay, how much was it, like $200 or something, and you go there for like a weekend with like food, everything included, and you just kind of like play board games. There are just a bunch of like game masters for different games that they bring. You can like obviously go with your friends and everything. They have all the like the board games, tabletops you want, and you just kind of like all weekend, 24/7, well, 24/3, I guess, right? There you go. Play whatever you want with whoever you want. I see some prayer. I see. Huh? And the revenue margin is smaller. Well, I mean, it depends how you get your production. Like I feel like a lot of companies that succeed, they succeed because they already have like stuff arranged to minimize the expenses and everything. But yeah, here we kind of like have this market is insane. Like we have so-called like anti-cafes, for example. I think like peak of that already kind of passed, but it's still around. So it's just basically you go, it's kind of like cafe, but it's not, for food and drinks. It's cafe where you just go and play like tabletops and stuff like this with people. Plus, I think almost every store of that hobby world, they have like time when they just kind of like do like the gaming sessions there. So you can like they don't work as a store, they like close, I guess, I don't know, and you just can go like, play games there and everything. I got not super into that stuff, so never tried, but sounds cool. And yeah, people farming like that shit here costs an insane amount of money. Like all the like, well, as I said, like I bought Bloodborne. That cost me like a game on PlayStation basically. And that's like this like small box, and then the DLC also is a small box like that too. Yeah, but exactly like that. That's why there are publishers and stuff for that too. Like when you have contacts and everything, then dude, you can go ham for sure. Like if you can outsource it to some like third world countries and everything, you probably can get like that shit printed like in crazy amounts, no problems. I was kind of actually like even like thinking about it, maybe like pitch some idea like that to one of my friends who is like the our crypto millionaire here. If he wanted to get some business going, just like with all this like running away from the country, just to get like in one of the nearby countries, just get some sort of like the typography, whatever it was called in English, the printing house or of sorts, for that kind of stuff, because it's gonna be pretty cheap there. Logistics will be annoying though to get it somewhere else. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is like for ARPG enjoyers, I think the expansion system sorta is kind of weird probably. Like, because Path of Exile basically is like League is a little expansion, right? You get like some new mechanics, you get some changes, you get some different stuff and all, and everyone is like hyped, everyone's going in, and no one is paying shit for that, right? And here you kind of like there will be league. I guess maybe expansion release is also going to be kind of like tied to the leagues or something, but still, I don't know. It's kind of like two different concepts of like the game, like existence. I guess there's going to be like development through getting expansions in the game, and there's going to be this like league system or like season system, whatever they're going to call them, like which we still don't know how they're going to work. Like I hope they're going to be like trying to make like Path of Exile way when every league, every season will be like something like new, something cool. Because Diablo 3 seasons were garbage. Like it was literal trash. Like my friend who regularly plays, he's constantly molding about it because the changes are like minuscule. Like nothing changes. You get like some new set, some numbers on the old set changed, but like it's the same. The quarterly number changes, yeah. Well, my friend said they are like some sets and stuff, some new stuff too sometimes, but it's like it's just like the new set or something, right? Like the new items to farm that are like maybe more powerful or some shit. I mean, like I think from what I've seen, like people who play regularly, they just like go in a few days they're already like done. There's nothing to do anymore. You got like your best in slot, you like farm like the greater rifts and stuff as much as you wanted. You got like all the check marks you already put there and like done. So yeah, not sure how it's gonna go with the 4. Think Diablo 4 will do any different? I mean, they need to if they plan to like compete with the Path of Exile. Maybe they plan to kind of like get some other niche, like like farm money with expansions, with like microtransactions, and kind of go more like I don't know, like some sort of like Lost Ark way or something. I don't know. Like instead of tying new content and stuff with like seasons, they just gonna try to like develop the original game more, and season is kind of like more for like the nerds to enjoy and just to get like the leaderboards going or something. I don't know. But yeah, hard to say. Like I think they need if they want to be like kind of like Path of Exile competitor, they need to like do good seasons. And I would expect, I would hope for that, because I kind of like games with that concept. Like it's really like I'm really not sad, I guess, but right, I kind of like feel missing out a bit on all this like Path of Exile stuff, because like people, it's just the same game, free game, right? And every few months people are like super pumped, super excited, and just like go in and go ham and grind for a while, and everyone's happy and they get something like new. If it's bad, it's not like the game is dead or something. It's just bad season. People quickly kind of abandon it, right? And then they return a few months later for another one, and then it's POG or something. That's cool. I like that. And it's like it's self-isolated thing. You can like uninstall and forget about the game for a year and then return, and everyone starts the same spot. Everyone starts anew, right? There's something new there to explore, to learn that people don't yet know, kinda, right? No one like already pumped a shitload of videos about it and everything, right? When it's more like constant progression, like an MMO, for example, it's like, there's one bad expansion, and that's like a scar on it for years, basically, right? Sometimes even longer, basically. Depends on like the MMO, right? Like, because like World of Warcraft already also has like expansions are kind of self-contained, right? Like you get some progression, some items, some artifacts, and everything that you develop, and as soon as the next expansion is out, you just kind of like throw them away, all this legendary shit, because they already like don't matter in another region, pretty much. So in some way, it's kind of like safety mechanism. Like if we fucked up and did something bad with mechanics and everything, at least we can just like throw it away. Here's next expansion for you to do. But that also means that they just throw away a bunch of content, which would be kind of nice to still have around. But yeah, they deliver on the battle pass content and everything. The battle pass actually is good with seasons, in my opinion. You're like, for every season, for every league, you just pump a new battle pass, and like there you go. That's extra motivation for people to grind, pretty much, right? So that's okay. That's okay, I think. Challenges with which rewarded you the set, yeah. So yeah, no one wins with shitty seasons for sure. Like just getting some leaderboard and like fresh start for everyone. It's fun once in forever probably, and then it gets boring already. Doing it every few months is probably not that fun whatsoever. Hey Zodiac, extra motivation to pay. Well, I mean, it's cosmetics there though, like the paid battle pass. So I kind of don't know. And again, like why seasons would be good for me, for example, with battle pass, right? Like when it's a game that is like for me, well, the best example always Genshin, right? Like you have like battle pass, you have like events, you have weeklies, dailies, all that stuff, and you through that you get like so much resources for your like main ongoing account, that whenever you kind of miss some of that, you just kind of like, well, shit, I'm so behind. And that's how I stopped playing like Hearthstone. I stopped playing with because of that stuff, and Genshin I stopped playing because of that stuff, basically. Well, like I hit the wall in Genshin of like the grind wall. They fixed that later, actually. Now it's better. But I hit like the grind wall where you just like DPS check. Like you either like wait, you can't kill this boss. You just like dedicate a few days to grind with the stamina you obtain. You can like grind with only that speed, right? So either dedicate like a couple of weeks farming stuff to develop your character so you can out DPS this boss, or you just pay and then you can farm it faster, not in 2 weeks but like today, and go again, but still farm and pay. And like I ain't paying and I ain't farming for that long, and just kind of like buzzkill, right? Instantly, like, well, shit, here's the boss, I can kill, progress, get stuff from the boss, but I can't because I can't, literally. They fixed that later. But yeah, like hit that wall and I was kind of like, well, kind of need to take a break from that grind. So I just kind of like stopped playing, and then when I returned, I was like, oh, there was like this event that I missed, and I could get so much free shit in that event, but I missed that. Missed so many weeklies, dailies, battle pass. I'm not gonna like close in time now because it's soon over and I haven't played for like 2 weeks, right? And I'm just like missing on so many things that I'm like, well, I'm so behind that like whatever. I subconsciously just feel kind of like skamazed. Like I missed on so many things and I'm so behind compared to others, even though I'm not like competitive or not trying to like race someone or something, but I just like feel so behind that I just kind of like uninstalled it. And it was in Hearthstone, the same stuff. Like when I just realized that if I'm not like closing like dailies and everything every day, then I just not gonna have enough like gold to like keep up with the meta development, right? Like new packs coming out, new like back then there was like I forgot how they call them, like this kind of like dungeons, PvE experiences are coming out that you need to farm gold for. So you like kind of like either farming gold or you do dailies at least because that's the cheap way to get that gold. But like you take a long break and then like a couple of expansions already out and you just kind of like look at that and like, ooh, I'm so behind now. And there you literally just like go into constructed with your deck like 2 expansions ago and like, bro, you get shreked there. The best case, maybe you can like scrap like throw in some like a little aggro deck or something and go in and try to kind of like function with that and farm for something good. You can farm back from that, but like it just feels like, dude, missing out so much. And with leagues, that would be actually good because, you kind of like have a league and the battle pass kind of for the league, for example, right? So like if you like miss on that battle pass, you don't feel bad because the next league is going to be irrelevant already. There's going to be another battle pass to farm. And whatever you farmed in the previous league doesn't matter because it already kind of, like disappeared, became part of like the regular play, which you don't play. So that would be kind of nice. That will be kind of like isolated things. So if you miss on something, didn't optimally do something, you don't feel bad because like next league everything is on its own, isolated from scratch. That's good. Yes, Steve, I see. The FOMO. I mean, it is, I guess, kinda. It's kind of like the FOMO, like aftermath, I guess. If you don't follow the FOMO, let's put it that way. So also like know for a fact, like with Honkai, for example, if I'm gonna like stop playing for some time, I'm gonna also like never return to it. Same with the Ragnarok Origin, I also kind of got tired of that a little, and yeah, like then I kind of like logged in after some time, and I just like no, and not anymore. Enough. Even though at first it was like very POG, all those mechanics, all those battle passes, like completion thingies, you just kind of like when you enjoy playing the game, they are really nice to have. But as soon as you kind of start getting tired and want to slow down, and they still kind of like expect you to go full speed, you just kind of burn out in the end. And those mechanics I do not like. I do not like. But in league mechanics, I think inside the league system, that would be good, in my opinion. Because if you kind of got tired and everything, you just abandon and return for the next league, or just skip it completely, and it doesn't affect your like general progress. You can always return, but they're not gonna make it that way. I feel like battle pass somehow probably gonna be tied to some sort of like global progress for you. I have a feeling because otherwise that'll be just way too nice for them to do it that way. Even though like paid battle pass is still just cosmetics, right? And so I guess they still can put it into leagues too. Ooh, let's see. Jeff Grubb says that Final Fantasy IX remake that was rumored is actually real. So the Final Fantasy IX remake also. Just speaking random numbers. I think they kind of like look at, you know, like which ones were like the most popular probably or something. Let's see, like I say, yeah. What about the other 10? Well, I mean, the first, how many? Like 5 or something, they already like just made the pixel remakes, which is pretty much just literally the same with higher resolution, I guess, and that's it. Stop remaking stuff. I mean, yeah, I do agree. I do agree with you on that one. Well, some old stuff is kind of okay to remake. Like, first 5 Final Fantasies, for example, would be kind of fine. Which, I mean, they did, right? And it's a collection of 5 games. It still, I think, costs like pretty much the full AAA game. But still, at least it's like 5 games and everything. And it's old games that on modern consoles you probably can't play whatsoever, right? So that at least is kind of justified. The remastering like Last of Us, for example, like every few years, that's weird. And we probably gonna see a lot of that. And we're probably gonna see a lot of that, especially like this year. That's gonna be probably a bunch of that shit. It's either remasters or established franchises or live service games. That's what we're probably gonna see a lot in upcoming like years with all the current economy state and everything. Everyone's just gonna be, you know, farming. With Resident Evil 7 remake, what they're doing with that one? Are they making like the new generation like adaptation and stuff? I don't know. I like all this like new story and everything. I don't like that, honestly, personally. Like I like the remasters. I'm okay with it when they just like keep everything as it is, as much as possible, right? That I'm okay with it. That I like. When it starts like, you know, changing shit, I don't like that. Oh, I mean Final Fantasy 7. All right, I see. Well, Final Fantasy 7 is also quite old, so that's kind of not too bad. If anything, I kind of like can say I'm a huge fan of how it's done now because it's a completely different game, basically, right? Gameplay wise, looks wise, like kind of story wise, even in a way, because of how much other detail they add to the game. I'm kind of not a huge fan. I feel like if you make like that much changes to the game, then like do some sort of like relaunch, restart, right? Like something like that. Like call it also like I don't know, like Resident Evil like 3, you know, something, or just like make like some sort of like alternative, like, you know, like kind of timeline of Resident Evil, like, you know, so it's like the originals and then there's gonna be like new stuff. That's fine. That I'll be okay with, eh? True, Steve, true. Well, that's the thing. Like a lot of people still, it's like all over the place. What's remake, what's remaster and stuff. For old games, I kind of like remasters because, you know, like in my opinion, old games they like it's kind of like the art, for example, or like, you know, like a well, book is also art, right? Like books, you know, paintings and stuff. Like you make like a replica of a paint, you don't change it too much, painting, for example, right? Or if it's like a you like republish the book, you just republish the book, right? Sometimes it might be like different, like translation, right? Someone can make their version of translation like a little different because it's translated differently, but the original thing is still kind of there, right? And I think with games it should be the same because games are also works of art. So if someone made like, you know, a piece of art in like 90s that way, in my opinion it should be somewhat kind of like preserved in the similar way nowadays. You can make like your own new take on it, but kind of like call it differently and don't position it kind of like as a replacement for the original. It's kind of like, you know, addition to the original. So here's original, works in 4K, widescreen, you know, full FPS, whatever you want. And here's also the the new vision, how we see it. You want to play OG? There it is. It's always there. Saved, you know, preserved for the future generations to see. Like it's kind of like a slice of like time to you, right? Like you play like King's Bounty, for example, the old one, right? And you kind of like see how it was back then, and you see like what like Heroes of Might and Magic was getting inspired by and everything, right? see the parallels, see the style and stuff, and then you take like King's Bounty 2 now, and it's like completely different. At least they didn't remake it, so thanks for that. They actually kind of remade the King's Bounty old one into King's Bounty, a little bit new, a little bit old one at this point already that I played on stream, right? That's also like changed a lot of graphics, a lot of stuff there, but at least they kind of stayed still true to like original concept. And then the second one was already completely different. And I still feel like the very original one, it still should be always like there. Like whenever you're remaking something, at least make sure that like the OG version is like maybe like as a side product somewhere there, just so it can be played on the high resolution. It should be in stores, in my opinion, too, right? So you can like get the original, the you want to play old one, the pixel trash and everything with a bunch of mods to install to make it work. Go for it. Yeah, exactly, New Hampshire, exactly. Like, I don't mind that. It would kind of feel weird if there would be, like, I don't know, King's Bounty 1 remastered, the OG from, like, 80s, right? The early 90s, late 80s, I don't remember, actually, because, I mean, I was already 3 years old when I saw that first time, when my dad was playing, so it was already 90s, but I think it was earlier. I don't remember, actually. But the thing is, like if you remake it absolutely as it was, just adapted for modern PCs and charge for that $70, for example, that would be not very good. Let's put it that way. That is also a problem when you talk about just like, you know, true to self remaster, like how much to charge for that stuff. In this sense, I like what like Atari does now, for example, right? They just like have a lot of franchises of those like super boomer games, and they just make like Atari collection. So they like sure they sell it like, for example, I don't remember actually. I don't think it's like $70. Like I don't know, like let's say $50 or 60. They sell it, but then it has like remasters of like 10 games, for example. That's okay, I guess. But then the issue also, you might not want 9 other ones. You just need this one in particular. But I mean, still kind of, it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, exactly, Steve, exactly. Like sometimes you just want to play the OG stuff, as I said, it's like it's a slice, like it's the historical piece basically, right? Like you can, for example, like make like there's like Hamlet, for example, you know, like the book, the the act, for example, that goes according to book, and then there's like some modern art act when like, you know, they already all in modern, you know, life and everything, or in future life or whatever, and everything is kind of like with different directors' vision and everything. Fine, but they both should exist kind of separately, right? You don't need to rewrite Hamlet because, you know, now we see it in this like new interpretation. You don't need to change the OG because of that, right? You still have the classic theater, you know, classic book and everything, and you have like the modern stuff. And they all kind of do separately, and everyone's happy. And you can read both. Well, I mean, I guess there's no like modern interpretation in the book. You can go in theater for one, and you can go in theater for another one, if you want, for example. That I think how it should be, because like no matter how old it is, it's how it was back then. Graphics are shit, well, brother, that's how it was back then. You know, this like game design mechanic is shit, well, that's how it was back then. You know, people played and like that, and it's just like interesting to see in the future how it was back then when we're gonna see, you know, like like Last of Us 8 or something remastered 3 times already, and you can go back and see how like the original System Shock was, for example, or some shit. That would be nice if that will be the case. There is, for example, the institution of like gaming preservation, right? When they try to preserve as many like games as possible, like all those like obscure arcade machines and everything, right? Like for that purpose, I think it's actually good to have like remastering games as they were, just so they run on modern machines. The problem is later you're probably not going to be able to sell it to anyone really, because like the super OG Final Fantasy or something maybe not going to be really appealing to people. And that's where the commercial stuff goes in, and no one wants to bother with that shit probably, because a lot of people, well, right now people still do, but like later decades, I mean, maybe still will, who knows? Like if you would tell me in the early 90s, right, that like, you know, 30 years later, we're gonna be still playing all this like pixel stuff and everything, I would be like, "Do you crazy? Like in 30 years, we're gonna have like the lifelike graphics and everything," which we kind of do, but very rarely, and it's not always a good thing too. The legendary Siberia game will become a cartoon. Damn son. Siberia even. All right, what else do we have? What else do we have happening? See, like I see. A composer of Final Fantasy XVI says that the authors couldn't decide on the main theme. So there is no actual main theme, or no actual theme that you could call main. They have multiple ones and they're all different. All right. David Ellis left 343 Industries, the senior game designer on Halo series, worked over 13 years. Oh, more corporate exile. It continues. Oh shit, yeah. I saw memes about that one. I haven't even seen news about it. I just saw memes about it in the morning already in big amount. The Apple announced a new augmented reality device for $3,500. It will be out in 2024. Bruh. 3,500 bucks. Dude. And like looking at it, like they expect people to kind of like walk around in that shit outside when people already like kind of shit all over the Google Glass back in the day. And that one was, I think, 1,000 or 1,500 bucks, right? But it's Apple, so you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Then in a couple of years, you will have people in those fucking ski masks walking around for 3,500 bucks. But if you will show yourself up with that like here outside, bro, you like signing your death sentence probably. By the time you're gonna be like going home in the evening, you're probably gonna have like 3 different groups of people kind of like following you to mug you. Let's see what else should I say, huh? Impressive, but don't really see why we would need that. Yeah, me neither. I don't know. I don't know. Then son, Tuisio Dan Clancy is begging you to use guest star, pleading, begging, cherry picking random data points from popular streamers they are paying to use it to try and convince you. The desperation is gross. I have no idea what happened with that get guest star shit. Like they pushing that feature so hard, I don't even know. Their life relies on it. I have a feeling probably someone like at the top like pitched that as like some sort of like feature that will make, like insane profits or insane growth to the platform, and now they kind of like try to push it so they can like report later that yes, look, we got these numbers from this feature, so it works. And so many features that have sat idle underdeveloped for years that the creators use daily that need to be fixed and don't get this kind of attention. Yep. And for example, they're closing the Twitch soundtrack that is playing right now in July. They closed that thingy that was making you kind of like those like intro and the pause screens. That was pretty nice, and I don't think it was even eating any resources really from them, but they closed that shit too. And instead of trying to push like something more useful, like I don't know, like people to use schedules, you know, or like getting this like global schedule that they wanted to do, where you can just like open the page on Twitch and see whatever any of your like followed streamers, you know, plan to do basically, and decide what you're gonna watch when. That never happened, but we're gonna get this Pipiega, the Pipiega guest star stuff. Which, I mean, also kind of nice feature, I guess, and all, but like, dude, they just like focusing on this so hard. I don't even know. And the only streamer that has the schedule created. Well, I mean, yeah, because they don't promote that stuff. Well, I mean, first of all, a lot of streamers they kind of don't really have. They don't really plan ahead. A lot of people. This hour content unknown. Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people just kind of follow the flow. They just like start the stream and like, what I gotta play. I kind of like having some sort of like system to my life, which is really hard nowadays with all this shit, right? Because of a lot of uncertainty. But at least in this chaos, I try to like build something somewhat certain. I do have some question marks usually, like first look Friday. I kind of sometimes don't know way ahead of time what they're gonna play, right? Sometimes I don't know like if I will get some sort of game key or not. Sometimes I, you know, just kind of don't know what I feel like playing. But yeah, I don't know. Like if they would, like the thing is also if they would boost and promote also just like this guest star, for example, right? Like, yo guys, you like have a schedule. Your schedule will be like on like some nice page where all your viewers will be able to see like TV program basically. You just like instead of like, you know, going to like following and seeing whatever someone plays and then going in chat like, yo, is there like horror game today or something, right? Asking. They would just like go to some page and then like all right, like nerdy today, like playing another boring indie shit, you know. Okay, they like Dark Souls 2 challenge run all day, no horror. All right, then I'm gonna go like watch some. Oh, there's like pools and hot tubs stream. Oh, there we go. That's where I'm gonna go. And you know, and you see like the schedule for everyone, and you can maybe like highlight something, for example. I don't know, like whenever time comes, it just sends you notification like this streamer starts like this segment, for example. Then people would start using that. Yeah, Doom House, yeah, exactly. It's like it's not super obvious, and it's not even like they're not even like promoting that stuff. It is guest star and like some things that they want for some reason to promote. I don't know why. They're gonna be like pushing them on you. They're gonna send you emails. Oh, we added this feature. Try it, please try it. They're gonna like highlight it in red in dashboard and everything. And then there's like schedule and stuff, and like no one knows. Twitch soundtrack, like no one knows. Like even when DMC shit was going kind of strong, barely ever anyone used it. I started using it and I'm using it still. And in July they just gonna like kill it completely. Thing for intros was nice. Like some people were asking me, "Oh, yo, like where the fuck did you get that? That's so cool and professional." And like it literally was just on Twitch website. You just go in there, you know, if you already have a schedule, you just press the button, it generates you like the video that you put in OBS, and here you go. You have this like beautiful sliding schedule there. They killed that too. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they kill schedule at some point also. But yeah, like if they would like give some like worth to get that schedule and get it like more obvious and everything, people would instantly start, you know, planning and getting schedules done. Instantly, trust me. Like everything is based on like, you know, what's bringing you views and stuff and what's not. If like, you know, having dedicated schedule posted regularly and updated, then people would do that. If it would be, you know, like when you like stick to your schedules, you get like some also like, you know, bonuses and like they show you like on like the front page. If you like go live at that particular time, they're gonna show you on the front page or something. Everyone would like build everything around that and do that, you know. But when it doesn't give you any benefits, then like why bother even? People still gonna watch. Kill what's useful and promote useless shit. Well, I mean, I wouldn't really call like it useless this guest star thingy, but I don't like know why. Why would you need that so much? Now they try to kind of hit some sort of like podcast, you know, like talk show audience or something. I don't like. So some people already do, and they do it already their way. Like those people who already were doing it, they already have some sort of like, you know, like like overlay for that. They have like, you know, already everything set. They do it like through Discord or through something else. Like they already have things arranged basically. So like they kind of just like try to hit that audience with the tech that is already kind of not really needed. But then they also kind of try to push it and make it like more beneficial. Like they added like extra discoverability, like page or something for people with gift star. But the thing is like you need to like go and look for those people with gift star and who really like cares, to be honest. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. They kind of like really try to push it, but for what? I don't know. I feel like they just kind of like, as I said, like someone probably like pitched that idea and someone wants to like make it look appealing and good or something. I don't know. Like they want like some report to show that, yeah, here we go. We got like so many streamers trying it and it's so effective and it's so nice. Please give me bonus this year, you know, or something like that, I guess. Dead Cells has sold over 10 million copies in 6 years. And man, 10 million for like indie game like Dead Cells, this is ridiculous. This is insane. Probably already like obviously with like the discounts that were quite insane and deep, but they also got DLCs going, so I think they should be doing pretty good. Eh? You know, you can request what kind of data Twitch collects about you now. Damn, son. Every audio ever seen, entire message history. Well, I mean, that I'm not surprised. Your search history, and so much more. And they know everything about you. No, I mean, nothing really surprising there. All right. And the stuff we saw yesterday. No, we haven't. Sony CEO Kenichiro Yoshida adds that his company is using the dark time when cloud servers are mostly idle to train AI that can beat Gran Turismo players. Damn, son. Not even generating new arts and stuff. Let's see. Baldur's Gate 3 will be shown not just on PC Gaming Show, but on Summer Game Fest also. Hey, Next Gen, hello. How you doing? So they're gonna show a whole bunch of stuff. Well, I mean, that kind of it is gonna. It's already out, kinda, right, in a way, and it's gonna be out in August. Like nothing even to be super excited about for me personally. Just release it already. That's it. Yeah, Atomic Hearts is working. Atomic Hearts creators already working on a sequel. There's gonna be more role-playing elements there. Talking Kurpa, and everything in general, I would say. Division 2 got over 20 million players already. Yeah, judging from what Pony said, how he tried to play it on the free weekend or something, I'm surprised there are still some players getting in. You sure will need some dedication. Peak online of Lord of the Rings Gollum in Steam is less than 100 people. Well, I mean, that's actually good result compared to Babylon's Fall, for example. That's not too bad. Hey, Big Bog, hello. How we doing, man? Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin gameplay will be shown on PC Gaming Show on Sunday evening. We gonna watch that. We gonna watch that. Phantom Blade Zero will not have any microtransactions, and the PS5 version will fully support the DualSense features. They want to find the right balance for the game, so it's gonna be accessible and not just Souls-like veterans. I mean, they already said it's not gonna be a Souls-like, so yeah, no. Street Fighter 6 reaches 1 million players in 3 days. And it's new, the preview and fresh gameplay of Robocop Rogue City. Apparently people enjoying that. Apparently people enjoying that so far. So far, so good. WWE announced multi-year partnership with Twitch. As part of the deal, official WWE channel and other superstar channels will offer a live and exclusive content. Damn, son, that's the content people need. That's the content we need. All right. Anything else? Anything else? That's I think we already seen yesterday. Yep, that we seen already. Ooh, right. Update for new. Insider says that gamepad and the headphones in Starfield style will be on sale right after Xbox show. And get yourself a gamepad, the Starfield gamepad. Meet You Maker got over 1 million players already. Nice. Kind of haven't like, heard about it for a while now after it was out. It's kind of sad because the game was nice. And the demo was very good. And heard like some marketing director Microsoft said that you need to prepare the extra set of pants for the Starfield show and everything, and Xbox show in general, I think. Because it's gonna be insane. Well, I will see about that. I will see about that. I hope it's us who need new set of pants and not them. Because they gonna ship them. Can't say I trust that we're gonna be super pogging there, but I kinda hope I'm wrong, and there will be a lot of pogging involved. Hopefully.